All right, so we got to have a little chit chat about your social studies assignment this week, which is a culmination of 3 weeks of hard work on your part, where you've done some background research. Um, you've then read Japanese American internment slash incarceration parts one, part two. You did questions. You produced some creative products for me. And that's all building up to this. And that is an inquiry lesson. And an inquiry lesson, of course, is one in which you are asked a question and then you need to dive in and figure out an answer. And that would be if this was a normal lesson in a normal classroom, and it's not. And so I have modified it, and so it is not really a true inquiry because I'm not really giving you this one central question, because I want to give you guys some flexibility in how you answer it. So it's kind of a quasi-inquiry, if you will. And essentially, I'm asking you to use some sources to dig into 3 different tasks. So I'm scrolling down through the instructions here, and you can see there's 3 parts. And so part 1, I'm asking you to figure out the 5 W's as far as Japanese internment is concerned. And when I say Japanese internment, it is synonymous with Japanese American incarceration. There's just a couple different ways to talk about it. And so the 5 W's, of course, were who, what, when, where, and why. And using the sources, I want you to try to figure that out. So what was Japanese internment? Part 2, dig deeper into the why. What were the causes? What caused this really horrific event to occur? And I'm asking you to dig a little bit into that, where um, 2 possible reasons why this event could have occurred. So it's not just one simple answer. Oh, it happened because of this. No, it's more complex than that. This is history. It's not as simple as that. And that's one of the reasons why I love history, is that humans are complex. Humans, you can't simplify causes down to one thing. And so I'm looking for you to find 2 possible reasons. Of course, there's even more than that. But the 2 possible reasons, and I asked this guiding question here: why do you think I included sources 2 and 3? Why would Kilgren include sources 2 and 3? Source 2 is about the KKK. And it's in Washington State. There was the KKK in Washington State, the Ku Klux Klan. And then there's this graph that shows the decrease of Japanese farms in Washington State. What does that have anything to do with Japanese American incarceration and internment during World War II, where the United States government was just trying to get rid of spies and make sure that the United States was safe? Or is that the whole story? That's a beard scratcher. Yeah, if you don't got a beard, then it's a chin scratcher. Anyway, so not in your response to part 2, I would really like to see you try to tackle that. Higher level work there. If you don't do it, no worries, but I am challenging you to do that. All right, and then part 3 is a judgment. You get to be the judge. Do you think the United States government made the right choice in doing this action during World War II? And that's this key word, justified. Was the United States government justified? To be justified in doing something means that it was right. It was the right thing to do. And sometimes a justified action isn't always seen as a good action by everyone, but it's justified because it was right. Your choice. What do you think? U.S. government, right thing, justified in locking up 120,000 Japanese Americans and Japanese immigrants? Obviously, you should probably explain a little bit why you feel the way you do. All right, and the process here, you can show it to me any way you like. I'm trying to reduce the cognitive load on your end. I'm not requiring race responses and essays to try to make it a little bit easier for you. You can do a written response, but you don't have to. You can go ahead and record a video if you want on Flipgrid and shoot that to me. A lot of folks have been doing that. You can create a little poster, take a picture of it, and dojo it to me, create a PowerPoint. I don't really care. One thing I don't want to see, though, is that you just copy directly from the sources. I've been seeing a lot of that in some of the submissions from students, and that's called copying and plagiarism, and it's not ever going to work for you. So you should stop doing that right now. It's not a good option. Okay, you need to be putting stuff in your own words, and you need to be having citations, which means you tell me where you got your information. And you can do that using source number. Hey, awesome. See, each source is labeled with a number and a title. You can use both. I've included a little word bank for you. So for each source, there are some words that I have provided definitions for. And that should help your understanding of each source. So use those. But if you run into further words, more words that you don't understand, remember, open up that new tab and look up those words, because that is active learning and it's what you should be doing. All right, so there's a little bit of information on what I'm looking for in this week's assignment for social studies. Feel free to send me a chat or an email or anything, any other method to get a hold of me to let me know that you have questions or you need help, because I'm here to help. All right, everybody.